Page 11. They say in the instructions, firstly, the given figure shows the front view, right view, and cutting plane of AA and cutting plane BB. What that tells me, there's two places I need to cut. Two different ones. Okay? So, the second part of the instructions, let me just get my focus. The second part of the instructions tells me draw to scale 1 to 1 the following views, meaning all my measurements I need to divide into. Everything. Except my degrees. When they say 45 degrees, it stays 45. Then they say, you need to draw the front view as is. This is my front view that they give me. So I just copy it like this. Then, a section top view of cutting plane BB. They don't give you how the top view looks. You need to figure it out. It is difficult, especially if you haven't done it before. So, when they give you the top view, and they say with a cutting plane BB, you're going to draw it as if you are a bird flying over this and remove this top part. How would it look from above? Okay, and then the next one, look like, get your desk. A sectioned right view of cutting plane. Now you have done a right view before, meaning you just copy this and you show me where I would use, where I would put my saw if I had to cut it in half like this. All right, and that's what I'll show here. Remember, to show your cutting, you need to use hatching. Wherever the saw would cut something in half, you would draw these lines with your 45 degrees. And if it's dotted lines, it tells me there's something hidden. But if I cut it in half, it's not hidden anymore. So dotted lines becomes solid lines. All right. Now, to draw this, and I'm going to draw this in class now while you guys are also drawing, so you can see how to do it. You need to make sure that you do it in the right order. So the front view, they already gave you, so just copy that one first. Okay? The front view, start with this cross, that's the circle. I drew the circle already. Okay? So the front view, start there, draw your circle. Then, once you have that, measure 5 millimeters, draw a line, 5 millimeters. Then, leave space open for your top view. But the thing is, we don't know how the top view looks, so you start, first front view, then your right view, because they gave you the right view here already. You copy this. After doing the 5 millimeter, draw a line 5 millimeter. Then you draw your right view. Once you have your right view, do the cutting, show where the cutting goes, and then you can start doing the top view. Because now you have the measurements of these two, you can project up. This one you can project to the 45 and to the side, so you have all the measurements. Now you just need to draw it. All right. It is difficult. That's why we need to do this as soon as possible. Okay. If you have any questions, you can come to me. I can help. But remember your scales 1 to 2. Yes. Go along. All right. So the first thing that you do, remember to divide all your distances and measurements with 2, because it's scaled 1 to 2. All right. And once you have all the things divided, then you can start with your circle and draw your circle first, starting with the given cross. Yes. I don't have any more, Miss Anna. I don't have. I'm sorry. You need to catch up at home. Okay. So then you draw your block, wherever this block is going to be. In this case, it's 37,5. Where is, oh, she's not here today. 37,5. So, where's my calculator? So, to get this block, I'm dividing 37,5 with 2, because I want to get the middle line, meaning it's going to be 18,75 to the left, 18,75 to the right. Okay, and when it's a 0.75, just, you need to eyeball it, unfortunately. Okay. So then I just draw out very lightly all my outlines before I do the final ones. So now I want to get the height, so it's 9 plus 9,5. Oh, no, 9 plus 8, 19 plus 15,5 equals 43,5. So 43,5 divided by 2 equals 21,75. So that means I can put my ruler here. It's 21 down, 21 up. It is not, you're right. Thank you for telling me, because I almost made a big mistake. Guys, my brain does not want to work today. Okay, 18 up, 9 up. So all you do is you measure 9 up. Thanks, Mpo. Okay. There's my height. All right. Now, below the circle is 15,5. Yes, get out. Yeah, give him the attention he wants. Which period I see you? Thank you. You can go. Oh, this is the wrong measurement now. All right. Now, guys, they should be actually giving you a measurement there for that corner, but they didn't, so you just freestyle it. Yeah, for this one. But just make sure they're exact on both sides. And it should be 45. Okay, there we go. There's my outline. Now I'm just going to darken it. Now, kiddos, remember the bolt and the nuts, I'm only actually testing you in grade 11, not grade 10. Okay, so if you struggle with the bolt and the nut, that's okay. You can struggle. As long as you are, Junior, are you working? No, yeah, only now picking up your pencil. Up. You don't focus that much on your calculator. Stop bullying me. Okay, so I'm not testing you at the nut on the bolt, okay? Even for this exam and things, it doesn't count marks. So if you struggle with it, it's fine if you mess it up a little bit. Okay, it's fine if you leave it open for a while. I'm going to draw everything and do the nut and the bolt at the end because it's the most difficult and it's better to just do it once I have everything. Okay, so 94 divided by 2 is 47, so 47 on both sides. Just want a center line. Oh, fuck, that's not a center line. It's a center line. Okay, so 47. And 94. Okay. So remember, there needs to be a 5 millimeter distance between all your drawings, your perspectives. I call it no man's land. Nothing happens there. And then your 45 degrees. So tomorrow I'm teaching you new work. All right. I already sent you on the WhatsApp group the exam scope or the study guides, whatever. It's also on the board. So analytical is, for example, your scale 1 to 2 and how to do the scale, the type of lines, A, B, and C type lines, your hidden detail lines. Then you get your freehand. Unfortunately, you guys are going to do a freehand. Then your geometric constructions, like how to bisect a corner or how to bisect a line, how to do a hexagon, pentagon, and octagon. Isometric is what I'm teaching you tomorrow. And then mechanical is what we're doing now. Okay. And that's it. Okay, so now I am projecting to the right to do the right side. Okay, right, so. Okay, now measurements 6,5 first. Just make light lines wherever you need to do this. 6,5 is there. Then 12,5. Then 37,5. Then 12,5. And then 6,5. Just darkening my lines. Okay. So guys, you remember you can on your question paper highlight whatever you need to cut so you can see how the cutting is going to look. In this case, there's the hatching going to be there. Hatching is going to be there. The nut and the bolt you never hatch. Yeah. Okay. Now you just do the outlines. 6,12. Huh? The length. This one is that one. So it's 6,5 in my case. We're now divided by 2. 6,5. Just do your outlines next. Yes, yeah. 6,5. Okay. Then 37,5. There we go. Okay, do my outlines. The hatching you can do at the end once you are done with your final drawing. Wanga, why aren't you drawing? So you're going to be done tomorrow when you come in class? Good. All 4. Okay, so remember this slant, the slope, you can do it with as hidden detail. So meaning with dotted lines to show there's something happening at the back. And your dotted lines that usually hidden detail becomes now solid lines because you cut it in half. Okay, so then it's the nut and the bolt. I'm going to leave that open for now. I'm just going to do the outline of the nut and the bolt because, yeah, remember to write your measurements every time you do something like this. So my nut and the bolt is M16, but now because it's scaled, I'm doing it M8. Okay, so all my calculations are going to be like that. Now, to get the height of this one, it is 0.7 multiply 8. To get this one, it's 0.8 multiplied by 8 to get the heights. So it is 0.7 divided by 8 equals, that's 8 divided by 0.7. It's 11. No, it's not. There we go. It's 5.6. And this is 6.4. It's very small. So if you struggle with drawing the small nuts and bolts, it's 100% okay. It's not easy, but unfortunately the drawing is scale 1 to 2. So that is going to be 5.6. Okay. And then the nut is 6.4. Once you have the top, you can do the width of everything. Now I'm just going to project everything to the top and draw it from above. Remember the point of the 45 degrees is so you can use it to project up. Okay. Now remember the top is also being cut, so don't make everything dark lines until you're done. It's the final height. So. And because you're cutting this, what that means is this is being hatched. Okay, the bottom part is being hatched. The rest is solid lines. So that means a circle is cut in half. Okay, now I can do the nuts and the bolts, and then I'm done. Okay, so I need to get my position here and here for the nuts and the bolts, so I can project it to the top. In this case, it is 69 divided by 2 is 12 millimeter, or 34.5 millimeters to the right and to the left. So 34.5 from my center line there, and then the other one is 69. Okay, so there's the center point of the nut and the bolt, so I can project it up as well. Remember the width of the bolt is M8, so it's 4.4. That should be hidden lines actually. Okay, just make it hidden lines. Now you can project up. And this you can also project up. Center lines. And to the side. Okay, so now I have my center point for where my nuts and the bolts can be. So now I'm just going to draw the circles for all of them. First, a calculation. Remember your outside circle. It is bless you, 8 multiply 1,5. I think it's 12. Let me just double check. 8. Yeah, it's 12. So then you need to draw your 12 circles with a diameter of 12. I'm going to cheat a little bit and just use these. Hold up. Do that. All right, now remember you need your hexagon. So you take your long triangle and you're going to draw it as such. I'm going to do all of them at the same time. Okay, now I'm just darkening my lines and then you can just project. Oh, and remember to do the inside circle, which is 8 millimeters in this case. Yeah, this is the top view I'm busy with. All I did was using the M8 as a diameter. I drew the hidden detail circles and I just darkened my hexagon. I made a big mistake. You'll see these two circles are bigger than these by 1 millimeter because I used the wrong measurement for those two, but it's fine. All right, now I can do the hatching, okay, from the top view first. Because I had to cut the top away completely, the circle is now solid and I'm showing where I cut. Thank you. Okay. So I just projected everything down to get these measurements. And now I'm going to project to the side. Yes.
We don't do this bolts under here. This one.
I'm going to do that.
Oh.
Yes, but well spotted. I'm going to do that later. I don't know if I'm going to have time. The sharp points as well. Corners need to be projected. Okay. Okay, bye guys. See you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, so darkening these lines. Yes. Okay, done. Can I mark it? Hi, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good. So, like for page 12,
It's difficult.
yeah, but like you didn't teach us about the washer thing.
The washer. The washer is, yeah, it's not really important, but I'll teach you tomorrow. Okay. The washer is, let me show you. Come at the back. And then I'll upload it, okay? Don't stress too much. Okay. And yeah. This is not hidden anymore because I'm cutting it in half. That's a boo-boo. Okay, so that is, like, 6 and 7. I'm just going to eyeball this one just to finish up the drawing. That is basically the same principle, it's just different heights than the bolt. Everything else is usually the same. Ooh, that looks very wonky, but it's okay. And then you just continue this. So remember, this side line is m multiplied 0,1 equals. So in this case, if my diameter is 8, then it's going to be 0,8. Let me double check. Yeah. So just make it 1 millimeter in this case. All right. So I'm just going to draw. Okay, and the height usually is m multiplied with 2. So in this case, it's going to be 16. Okay. What I mean, well, they tell me the measurement there, so it's 50. Okay, so 25. That is how far it is. Okay. I'm just going to draw this. Now it's super difficult with the small measurement, so I'm just going to do a dark outline instead of a whole drawing. My own sanity, especially with a pen, it's very difficult. Okay, all right. I'm just going to do the same here. Okay. Oh, and the bolt. I forgot the bolt. It's fine. So, technically, the bolt should be here. So ignore my mistake. Perks of writing in pen. Okay. Anyway, so what we need to do now is just the hatching. That's the most important part that I want you to practice. Remember, we colored it in here, so all you do now is you just hatch. Your hatching should be equal lines apart, not rushed like mine, and use your 45-degree triangle. Now the thing is, if my object is one solid object, which it usually is in grade 10, your hatching goes the same direction for everything of that one object. If you go into a different direction with your hatching, it's telling me that it's two separate objects. So yeah, that's how communication with EGD works. So if you hatch, make sure you stay in the one direction. You can also use different measurements between your hatching lines to communicate it's a separate object. In this case, it is all the same. So I'm just trying my best to be consistent. Like so. And there we go. Now the last thing, remember your center lines. So I'm taking this and just making center lines. Okay, there we go. And that's it. That's your drawing.